My name is Liam Wilson. I'm 19 years old and studying communications here at the University of Ottawa, from a small place in Lyndhurst, Ontario. Living in the middle of nowhere, some hobbies I enjoy include walks, bike rides, and swimming. My favorite food in the whole world are bacon cheeseburgers. Basketball is probably my biggest passion that I have. I enjoy playing and watching the sport, and I'm a huge fan of the Toronto Raptors. I could talk for hours about anything in the NBA, whether it be the games that happened last night, big performances from players, but there's no time for that. For my self-portrait, I chose to shade in pencil and color in the Raptors logo on the hoodie because I wanted to make it the only thing that stands out. I chose to depict myself in a hoodie because it's my favorite article of clothing with how warm and comfortable they are. I used a picture of myself as a reference and included this one part of my eyebrow that always stands up towards the end of the bridge of the nose, so I thought I'd include that to make it accurate. All my observations and data were gathered from the media that I consumed throughout the weeks of writing many field reports, and lots of the different media platforms like Twitter, YouTube, TSN, and more. If there was a certain thing that I found interesting while consuming any media, I'd write that topic down in my memos on my phone so I could make a list of what I saw leading up to the report. I wrote all my field reports at my desk in my dorm room. With my average smartphone use being almost 5 hours, it's really hard to believe. I think there are many situations where I whip my phone out if it's awkward, like an escape mechanism. I'll check it regularly for any notifications like sports news or someone texts me, then get sucked in for minutes at a time. My smartphone has become one of those essential items that I just can't leave my room without and has priority to grab first than other things like my wallet or keys. It's definitely sad to look back on because I know I can do better. My last collage that I ended up doing is my favorite and best collage that I've made in this class. Getting some inspiration from other sources and seeing Dr. Strangelove's collage really taught me what collages are supposed to be like. Many of my old ones were very clear cut, straight, and all fit together on the page, not leaving any blank spaces or showing any layering of the pictures. But my last one's a lot freer flowing and carefree in a way that isn't trying to be perfect. I think that speaks to me a lot more than the other ones I've done. I think it's interesting to see the feelings that I tend to gravitate towards when I see the different types of media that I discuss in my field reports. It's neat to see so many different emotions together on one form of media like this. I feel like you could look at the word cloud and make up your own assumptions on what it means and how it could be telling its own story about what these feelings are for. I analyze my data by putting it into a coding chart. This example of the coding chart showcases the content, platform, and feelings I had when looking at the specific media. Lots of the media that is in my coding chart shows many different things that were trending events at that certain moment when writing the field reports, like Andrew Tate, sports moments, and more. Some of the anomalies are that of my physical art pieces that I've made during this semester, like collages and found object sculptures, instead of social media. One platform I noticed that I tend to have different emotions for the same content that I've consumed. But that's a normal thing to experience because I have feelings when I initially see something and I'm changing over time. My analysis shows me that there's a lot wrong in the world when looking at different types of media. So much of the media promotes how people are supposed to behave, act, and what you should believe in, making us into something that we don't necessarily want to become. Looking at the sports world, there is clearly a big problem with xenophobia and how Americans seem to take a disliking to anyone other than themselves, which leads to a big discrepancy between different nationalities and races. When it comes to politics, it's always a civil war between the left and right, and it seems like neither can come together and have discourse that would end on respectful terms. The power of the media has a large chokehold over our society, and it's not a good thing. We are so dependent on our devices and apps that we forget to realize what is going on in the current state of the world, and if this trajectory continues, it's going to destroy us. To me, because it's a way to analyze the media I've been consuming, as well as create and think about it in a different light. Think about it on a deeper level, instead of just looking at it on the surface.